Hey class. All right, so I wanted to check back in today because we didn't get quite enough time to go over the lab that we did yesterday, and I want to make sure we hit on a few key points. Because today, tomorrow, we're going to do a real short DP update on the photosynthesis write-up. So I quickly want to go over what we were getting out of our lab yesterday, just because I want to make sure we're all on the same page. My early classes didn't get this blurb at the beginning of the class. My last one did. So I just want to go over this with everyone, just to remind them what we're doing when we're doing this light dependent reaction. So throughout this process, we went and we created these little leaf discs and then we put them in sodium bicarbonate. What we were doing is increasing the carbon inside of the leaf. Once we did that, the leaf was it was denser. So we have this leaf, it has chloroplast in it. We're putting more carbon and water into it. And when we put more carbon into the leaf, they all sink. Remember, they started off floating in that syringe and then they sank to the bottom by the time we were done. What we did after that was we put that into that cup and we put that under light. So we're looking at how light was interacting with these. Here's a good leaf one. So we have light coming in and hitting on this leaf, right? So this is the light part of the reaction. We have water. We also had CO2. So our light part of the reaction was our water actually being turned into oxygen. And the CO2 is used in the dark part of our reaction. It's not really the dark part of photosynthesis. It's that light independent. If you recall, they both happen in the chloroplast. The light reaction happens in the thylakoid, which are the little green pancakes, and the Calvin cycle happens in the stroma, which is that like just space around the thylakoids. So what we were doing yesterday, we were really looking to see how when we put in CO2, how our oxygen increased, right? So our CO2 was being used up, that was being turned into the sugars, but the water was being turned into our oxygens, our oxygen molecules. So we went through this process. Not everyone got to see exactly what that looked like. So we kind of got stuck in a position where we ran out of time, and this took a bit longer than I was expecting. And I'm really sorry because this is the first year I've done this. So for that, since we ran out of time, what I'm going to have us do is, as a whole class, we are going to be filling this in together, and then we can use this. So some people got some good data, but not everyone did. So we're going to put this in, and this is going to give us like a lot more data points than we had before. This is going to give us a stronger data set. So this is how you're going to fill it in. I have it filled in here. We have time in minutes. I have one all the way down to like 60 minutes. If you don't have any like marker there, if you didn't like record any data there, leave it blank. Don't put zero, just don't put anything. So say I I started at minute 1. There's 0 leaves, 0 leaves, 0 leaves, 0 leaves, and I had 0, but then say I missed the 10-minute mark, but then I got 11-minute again. This is how I'm going to enter that data. Or down here, you've entered everything up to 20 minutes, right? So you have everything entered for up to 20 minutes, and you can easily fill that in this way. But you had to leave class. So you came back at the 30-minute mark and say 6 on leaves were floating. And for this, you should have 6 divided by your total number so that we know when you actually hit your full number floating. Within that, since we all didn't get exactly the same number. And say you came back again at the 40 and you had all of them floating, but you didn't have any data in between, so you just skip those areas. So how I'm going to know this is your data? Along this top row, you're going to be filling in your name. So here's this information. Fill in your name along the top row with a type of light, black, purple, or white, and type of leaves. I supplied aspen leaves and spinach. So for this, if I was to do this, I would put summer, comma, the black light, there was only one black light. It was in that corner next to the cabinets. And I think it was only used during the first hour, maybe. And potentially during the second hour. I don't think like my last, or I guess it would be my second hour and third hour, but my fourth hour didn't. Or my last biology class didn't use that. So I would put in, and the purple light were the ones that were supposed to be for helping plants grow. So I put in purple and then aspen. So we had that data. And the next person that fills it in, say it is Amira, she puts in that purple, and I don't know what kind of leaf she used. And then there's Cormac, and he has it under the purple light. I'm not sure what type of leaf. And for each one of them, you're gonna copy this number of leaf discs that are floating, and paste that and enter your own data set. And then at the end of this, I think what we're going to be able to do is we're going to average. And let's go ahead and just wait on this. I'll come in and kind of clean up this data set a bit. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go across this way, and I'm going to create an average in the last column. So I'll do equals average, and then I'll just, all the columns that have information in there, and that'll be the number that we use to graph, and I'll share that out. So I'll give a little bit of time to do this on Monday, because this is something I'm asking for, and your DP is actually having this on your DP, having sorry, words are hard. Having this information on your DP. So let's go over some of the things that you'll be working on today. We're gonna have a lab write-up. This is that link to the data sheet right here. So this links you straight to here, and this is where you're going to be entering your data. And I'll clear this out when I'm all done, so you'll have a fresh place to start. If you see someone's already working in a column, just go over a column. Don't mess with anyone else's data. Graphing the data, we'll do this on Monday. And this is what I want. I have an example posted, but you're going to have Photosynthesis Interactive as your title. It's only 2 sections. It's really easy. Purpose of the experiment and interpretation of your results. You're going to have images as well. So graph of your findings. This is Monday, right? This is when we're working on graphing our findings. And an image of photosynthesis showing the chemical reactions. You can get this online or draw one yourself. So if you go to my example, I made another DP example page. You can also get to this from my DP. You just go here, DP update 1, DP update 2. So here we go. You can see purpose of experiment. Why do we do this? What do you get out of it? Describe photosynthesis basics and what we're observing with this lab. Refer to a drawing or an image. This is the image I used, right? And then down here, we talk about our results. You can talk about trends in your data. Describe what happened and what you were observing. You may include here that like you didn't get to see the leaves floating, or you did, or maybe some other interesting things that you noticed. So Annika came up with the idea that like maybe it's something to do with the temperature of the water could affect like how long it takes for the leaves to float. There could be a lot of different things going on here. You also want to talk about the leaves you use, the type of light you use, distance from the light, challenge extension. You could have like some sort of comparison. And that's something that now that we have this whole class set of data, you could go through it and pull some stuff out and do a comparison and actually do different colored lines, not just the average, but different colored lines. And you'll create a little graph like this. Remember, go through, edit for spelling and grammar. So that's what you're working on. You're going to work on this today, and you have time tomorrow, and I'm going to give a little bit of time on Monday in case you have any clarifying questions for me. Tomorrow, you're actually going to watch a really cool video on space plants. We're really just growing a weed in space. And then the rest of the time, you'll have to work on this. I want to remind you for due dates. We'll have it due Monday. And you're going to submit by attaching this to the assignment on Google. I'll go ahead and put the assignment together right now. I haven't set it up yet. All right. Have a great couple of days. I'm sorry I didn't get to tell all of you that I was going to be gone these 2 days. I got really wrapped up in our experiment and ran out of time. And if you hear all this whining and huffing and puffing, this is my anxious puppy who's freaking out because I'm packing the car right now. All right. Have a good time. Bye.